Hello children, welcome to the geography class. The lesson that I am going to start today is lesson number 18, Waste Generation and Management, Methods of Safe Disposal of Waste, given on page 302 of your textbook. With the following objectives: to know about disposal of waste, collection of waste, segregation of waste, storing waste, transfer and transportation of waste, dumping and landfills, composting, its process and advantages of composting. Now, let us go through the steps involved in the disposal of waste. In the disposal of waste includes the collection of the waste from your houses or from the commercial places wherever the waste is generated. From this, after the collection, the waste is being segregated. Then it is transported through the covered vans. After the transportation, it undergoes the treatment process. And finally, it goes under the process of disposal. Now, what do you mean by this waste disposal? Waste disposal. What is the one thing we hate seeing on the roads? It's waste, right? People throw away waste everywhere without thinking. But do you know that it can lead to epidemics? Waste disposal is essential for the sanitation of a city and health of the citizens. Let's study how we can dispose of waste in a safer manner. Proper disposition of a discarded or discharged material in accordance with local environment guidelines or laws is termed as the disposal of waste. Now, let us go through the sources of waste. The source of waste may be different at different places depending upon its composition, texture, nature. It may be solid waste, liquid waste, the gaseous waste. The sources of the waste could be, it could be street refuse, market refuse, stable litter refuse, industrial refuse, the domestic refuse. Now let us begin with the chapter Waste Generation and Management, Methods of Safe Disposal from your book. Children, waste generation means the production of the waste, and management means direction and controlling an action to achieve a goal. Introduction. The source of waste is composition, that is combination, texture, that is combination of elements, and nature difference from place to place. The waste may be solid, liquid, or gaseous in form. Hence, the methods of disposal of waste also differ depending upon the type of waste. Now, let us go through the collection of waste. The collection of waste takes place from different sources. The waste may be collected from the home, that is called as the domestic waste. The waste may be collected from the industries, that is called as the industrial waste. It may be agriculture. It may be from animal waste. It may be biomedical waste, that is collected from the hospitals, labs, etc. It may be from the mines, that is the mineral waste. It may be the nuclear waste. So this waste is collected from the different sources. Another important activity involved in waste management is the collection of waste. Proper collection of waste is taken over daily area-wise by the municipalities' covered vans or trucks according to their composition and the place of generation in order to prevent it from littering, that is spreading on the different places on the roads and spreading various infectious diseases like malaria, typhoid, etc. Types of collection system may be hall container system, as you can see in this picture, HCS containers lying on the roadsides, stationary container system, that is SCS, for the big large quantities of waste. Now let us read collection of waste from your book. Proper collection of waste is very important activity and responsibility, that is the duty of the municipality. Collection of waste must be organized area-wise by the covered trucks, vans or rickshaws so as to prevent littering on the roads. Here littering means make untidy with rubbish. Day-to-day collection is very important to prevent spread of diseases contaminated, that is making impure and polluting the environment. Building material, debris, that is scattered pieces of rubbish, and demolition, that is construction waste, must be separately collected and disposed of appropriately. That is, it must be disposed correctly or in a correct manner. Now, next step involved in the disposal of waste is waste segregation. Now, what is this waste segregation? Let us go through it. Under the Waste Regulation Act 2011, you must segregate paper, cardboard, plastic, metal and glass at source unless it is technically or economically unfeasible. Effective segregation of waste means that less waste goes to landfill, which makes it cheaper and better for people and the environment. Thus, the waste may be segregated, that is, it may be separated from the others in different ways, that is, it may be in the form of plastics, tetrapollins, thermocoals, glass, leather, wood, metals, wrappers, PET bottles, sanitary waste, paper, tins, etc. Now, for the segregation of the waste, different containers are given by the municipality. Yellow color, as you can see in this picture, the yellow color bin is for metals, blue color is for paper, black color is for organic waste, that is the waste from your homes in the form of vegetable and fruits peels, glass, for glass, green color bin, for plastics, orange color bin, for batteries or other electronic items, that is your brown color bin, for e-waste, that is electronic waste, red color bins. In this way, waste can be segregated at their source into different bins depending upon the quality, quantity and the source from where is the waste generated. The waste from residential areas, hotels and restaurants, offices and other commercial areas must be segregated at their place of generation into different categories like biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Now children, let us go through what do you mean by biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste is the waste which biodegradable waste refers to any organic matter in waste which can be broken down into carbon dioxide, water, methane or simple organic molecules by microorganisms and other living things. Example of biodegradable waste is vegetable, fruits, pulses, etc. Biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste refers to a substance which cannot be broken down by natural organisms or cannot be decomposed by the natural agents. Example of non-biodegradable waste are glass, metals, etc. So in this picture, you can see biodegradable waste and the non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste such as the peels of vegetables, fruits, waste paper, wood. Biodegradable waste, that is plastic bags, glass bottles and cans. Now another type of waste is that under the segregation of waste is biomedical and industrial waste, which must not be mixed with municipal solid waste as they are toxics. So biomedical waste includes your disposed injections, syringes, and your gloves, cotton pads, etc. And the industrial waste includes the waste from the industries, that is the storage cans, tins, big tins, containers, the used tires, etc. Now these are the categories of various biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, including your metal, paper, plastics, garbage, etc. Now let us read the segregation of waste from your book. Segregation of waste. Segregation of waste means the act of separating something from others. The waste from residential areas, that is the places that are used for housing, hotels and restaurants, office complex and commercial areas, must be segregated at source into different categories of biodegradable and non-biodegradable. I have already discussed biodegradable waste refers to any organic matter in waste which can be broken down into carbon dioxide, water, methane or simple organic molecules by or microorganisms and other living things. Example of biodegradable waste is your vegetable and fruits peels. So non-biodegradable waste, a substance which cannot be broken down by natural organisms or cannot be decomposed by the natural agents like microorganisms or bacteria. Example of it are glass and metals. Biomedical waste, that is the waste generated from hospitals, labs, clinics, etc. And industrial waste, that is generated from the industries, must not be mixed with municipal solid waste consisting of biodegradable garbage, as it may be while regenerating it may create the toxins in the other solid waste and may result in the poison of the food chain. Waste must be segregated, that is separated into vegetable fruits, leaves and garden waste, glass and paper waste at their source, that is at the place of generation. The toxic, that is poisonous and non-biodegradable chemicals, and e-waste, that is electronic waste, must be treated separately. Waste must not be left in open but kept in closed. It should be done to prevent it from littering on the roads and to prevent the spread of the infectious disease. Now, next step involved in the disposal of waste is the storage of waste. Temporary holding of waste pending treatment or disposal is termed as the storage of waste. Storage methods includes containers, tanks, waste piles and surface impoundments. The waste should normally be stored at the source of waste generation till collected for its disposal. This must be done to prevent it from becoming the breeding ground of mosquitoes and other insects and to prevent the spread of infectious diseases. Sorting and storing waste. You must store waste safely and securely. To do this, children, store waste in a secure place. Use suitable containers that will stop waste escaping. Label containers clearly with the type of waste they contain. Like you can see in this picture, there are different colors of containers meant for the disposal of various different kind of waste containing the different colored and the label of which type of waste can be disposed in them. Use covers to stop waste blowing away. Use waterproof covers if rain could cause contaminated runoff or prevent the waste from being reused. Now let us read the storing waste from your book. Containers for municipal collection. Now storing waste. Storage facilities must be provided keeping in mind the quantity of the waste generated in the areas and in the vicinity, that is nearness or closeness of the residents or users. The collection bins must be covered so that the waste is not exposed to atmosphere and stray cattle. That is, the stray cattle like dogs, Dogs, rats, other moles, etc., may not eat it, and they may not die. The storage bins must be so designed that handling and transferring of waste into vans or trucks can be done properly. As if it will litter on the road, it will contaminate the place and will result in the spread of the infectious diseases. Manual handling, that is picking by hand of waste, must be avoided so as to prevent people from exposure to dreadful, that is harmful, that may lead to death and infections. Now, transportation system. Vehicles used for transporting waste should be covered to avoid environmental pollution and spread of litter in open, mainly on the roads. Motor vehicles are the most common vehicles to transport the waste. Other means can be used by the railways, hydraulic, pneumatic and compressed air vacuums, but mainly we have motor vehicles more common in use. Now, it is the duty of municipality to take the waste from municipality office to the registered recycling center in order to protect the environmental pollution and to save the lives of the people. Now, transportation of waste. Vehicles used for transport or transportation of waste must be specially designed for waste collection. I have already shown you the picture of the specially designed transportation vehicles for the waste. It should be covered while being transported to prevent, that is to avoid the pollution of environment and spread and litter on the roads, that is to make untidy with rubbish. The network of collection should be consistent, that is stable and well planned. The bins must be emptied every day to prevent overflowing. And if they will overflow, children, they will result in the spread of the infectious diseases. And it may be exposed to the stray cattle which may eat them, and it may result in their death even if they take it in more quantities and if it is toxic in nature. Now, let us do the municipal solid waste, segregation of waste. According to the municipal solid waste can be segregated into 4 types: recyclable waste, organic matter, debris, hazardous waste, that is dangerous waste. Now, let us study these four classifications of waste in detail. First is recyclable waste, which can be further classified into non-combustible and combustible. Non-combustible such as metal, glass, plastic. Recycling and combustible waste such as paper, cardboard, fuel pellets. Now, what do you mean by recyclable waste? Recycled refers to the sustainable use of a non-renewable resource by using it in a cyclical way. Some examples of recyclable resources are newspapers, cardboard, office paper and glass. Some less commonly known recyclable resources are bricks, asphalt, concrete oil and sand. Now, next type, recyclable waste can be further divided into combustible and non-combustible waste. Combustible waste means the organic content of solid waste including paper, cardboard, cartons, wood, boxes, excelsior, plastic, textiles, bedding, leather, rubber paints, yard trimmings, leaves and household waste, all of which will burn. Next is non-combustible. Non-combustible radioactive waste generated from nuclear power plants are composed of concrete, glass, asbestos, metal, sand, soil, spent filters, etc. The melting tests for concrete, glass, sand and spent fibers were carried out using a 60 kilowatt plasma torch system. Now here is a list of various combustible and non-combustible recyclable waste which can be classified as metals, paper and plastics. Plastics include your plastic bottles, jugs, plastic tubs. Paper includes your mixed papers, paper boards and boxes, your flattened cardboards. Metal includes aluminium cans, metal cans and your no glass bag items, plastic bags, styrofoam, plastic wraps and food scraps. Next classification is organic waste, that is the waste from your kitchens in the form of vegetables and fruit peels mainly. It may be classified as biodegradable waste, includes any organic matter in waste which can be broken down into carbon dioxide, water, methane or simple organic molecules by microorganisms and other living things by composting, aerobic digestion, anaerobic digestion or similar processes. Next is demolition waste, that is the debris. Demolition waste is waste debris from destruction of buildings, roads, bridges or other structure. Debris varies in composition, but the major components by weight is the US include concrete, wood products, asphalt shingles, brick and clay tile, steel and dry wall. Now next is hazardous waste. Hazardous waste is waste that has substantial or potential threats to public health or the environment. Characteristic hazardous waste are materials that are known or tested to exhibit one or more of the following hazardous states, that is lignitability. The hazardous waste may be infectious bandages, cotton pads generated from the hospitals, in the surgeries, the sharps, the liquid disposed of from the hospitals, the general waste which is disposed of in the hospitals, labs or clinics. For this purpose, they may be classified as at their sources into the different bins. Every hospitals have these different bins with their proper name tags of the type of waste which can be disposed into the containers with their colors. I have already explained you in the previous slides also about these, the different colors of containers used for disposing of the different types of waste at their source. So children, I hope that through this video you have come to know what is the disposal of waste, what are the advantages of safe disposal of waste, why is the safe disposal of waste needed, what are the processes involved in the disposal of waste, that is the collection of waste, its segregation, its storage, its transfer and transportation, and the types of municipal solid waste and their different classifications. Thanks and have a nice day.